Guess what we're not doing? Seeking approval or validation from a system that seeks to oppress us. I gotta get a different light because this light is a little bit too yellow. My name is Cassandra and welcome to my temple, my corner of the internet, where we build up the constitution for the revolution through self-esteem. Today's video is about how validation doesn't work. Let's say, all right, let's put it this way. Let's say you are a person who does check off all of the things that society wants for you, and you're in that world, you're in that box. White supremacist, patriarchal capitalist system has worked for me. I've made something of myself in this system, and this is where I want to be. You're not free. We think that checking all of those boxes means that we're going to be liberated and free. In order to really be the kind of person you want to be, which is truly yourself, which is authentic, you have to understand that the validation that you've been seeking all your life is to please a white supremacist, patriarchal capitalist system that wants to dry your soul up. When I realized, this is the only reason I'm making this video now, because I realized, wait a second, I have been subscribed to this idea of validation, of needing validation from other people, trying to match that idea of what I think is seen as good, is what kept me scared and hiding, because I knew I could never meet that expectation. I could never meet that standard. So instead, I realized, oh, I have to trust myself. I have to trust my instinct. I have to trust that what I'm doing is true to me, is in integrity with me, is in alignment with my soul. And I'm going to show up giving that to the people. This is my gift to the people. This is my service to the people. I'm not asking anything of my audience anymore. I'm not trying to fit the standard of what other YouTubers are doing and what other people are saying. I'm saying fuck you to all of that. I'm following I'm following what's in here rather than trying to follow what has worked for other people or what it seems like society is validating, because what we understand now is what society is validating is oppressive. So in order to really feel liberated, you have to understand that every bit of shame that has ever been projected onto you, that anytime you've ever been shamed, all of the shame that you feel inside of yourself has roots in this system. And you know what? Yes, we do make mistakes. And yes, it is natural and normal to feel shame when we feel like we've acted out of integrity. We're going to make mistakes. We just have to deeply accept our humanity in that we are not perfect. You know how bad I used to want a nose job? I thought my nose was too, there was always something on my body that I just hyper fixated on and was like, once this changes, then I will be perfect. Then I will finally get the validation that I need. And now I realized that the width of my nose and the projection of it, hold on, let me show you guys. The projection of it, being black and being Jewish, I wanted to be validated. I didn't want anyone to look at me and think that, oh, she's beautiful except for that thing. And now my nose is a big fuck you to a white supremacist, patriarchal capitalist system. And I love that. I love how my features are a big fuck you to the system. My ancestors were like, she's black and she's Jewish. And that is not white. And that is not the standard for what else is going on over there. And you realize that everything that you've had shame about in your body is just a reflection of what society has placed on you. But liberation means, I like this. I like who I am. I like the way I look. I'm not internalizing those standards anymore. And let me tell you, I internalized the system so deep and so young. And I'm finally giving myself the time to like really question these expectations for who I'm supposed to be in this world. This world wants me to just be a body. Wants my body to be entertainment for men. And that's it. Doesn't want me to talk, doesn't want me to say things, doesn't want me to make big captions. They just want to see the light-skinned bimbo body of mine and wants me to shut up. Wants me to not challenge the standard for what bodies look like. And that's just not me. I am so aggressive. I'm so aggressive. I'm so that. Liking yourself is so important when we are predicating our self-esteem on external validation, any kind of external validation. It doesn't matter how noble you think that external validation is, the love of your parents, making your parents happy. These things we're told are like the height of virtue. That paradigm is wrong. I don't want to use that word destroyed because I don't think it needs to be destroyed. Like, I don't think that that's like the energy that doing this kind of work actually brings. It's honestly the destruction of what's in here, of how we've been seeing ourselves, how we've been perceiving ourselves from this perspective of white supremacy, of white supremacist patriarchal capitalist thinking. We've been perceiving ourselves through this lens. And it is breaking down this lens and really understanding, wow, I've been living my whole life according to these standards, but these standards aren't for me. They're not meant for my liberation as a human being. They were not created for me. And even when I've checked off every box that this system wants me to check off, I still am not free. Class solidarity. Okay, I just want to put out these words and these phrases just to get it in the consciousness. I'm telling you, once you've checked off all the boxes, you still don't feel free. The only power there really is love. That is the only power there is. That is the only power that's going to get us to organize the right way. It's when we can see each other and love each other and understand each other that is going to fuel this revolution. That's the only way this revolution can be sustainable, is if we are coming from a place of love. And what has sustained Black people in this country is that Black love. It's the love of ourselves. It's the love of each other. It's honestly the love of Black women that has been the glue for all of this. Every great Black man has come from a great Black woman. You have to understand. It is love that is sustaining the revolution. It has to be love. And we will not be able to love ourselves and love each other if we are still upholding these standards that are oppressing us and oppressing other people. In order for us to change the world, we have to build up our self-esteem. We have to build up our resolve. We have to trust ourselves. We have to trust that all of our gifts, our service to the world, was given to us for this time. For this time. That's why we're here. That's why we're doing what we're doing. That's why we're showing up. Now, you have something to offer to the world. And if you are still, hiding or worried about what people will think, let me tell you, You have to break down the system, that the thoughts going on in your head that are telling you, I can't show up, I can't be in the public, I can't because other people will think. You can't change everyone's minds. And you don't need to, because you don't need that validation. Somebody hating you, somebody saying something to you is not going to change your constitution, you know? It's not going to change you. You're still going to be who you are, whether someone hates you or not. So you might as well just own that shit. And like I was saying before about the nose thing and wanting validation and literally everything you've ever been ashamed of, everything that you don't want people seeing is part of it. When we take our ashe back from the societal expectations, from the ways that people want us to be, from the ways that society wants us to be, and we start imagining and creating the people that when we start giving ashe back to the people, to the oppressed people, and we stop thinking about how am I going to meet the standards? How am I going to model myself after the oppressor? You have to understand that these systems cannot exist without us. We are the ones upholding this system, and we're upholding it because of the ways our minds have been trained. So when we break down what is happening in our minds, we break down the system. When we stop giving ashe to all of the things society wants us to give ashe to, the white supremacist beauty standards. Fuck the beauty standards. Fuck them. We love to see it. Every part of your body that is not the standard, I want you to love it so much. It is helping the revolution. I want you to have both feet on the side of the oppressed. I want you to have both feet in this revolution. And every part of your body that fucks the standard, I want you to love because it's part of the revolution. Okay? It's here. It's here. And I want you to understand that the most important thing you can do right now is build up your constitution for the revolution, because it's happening. It's happening. The next wave is happening. So we want you strong. We want you sharing your gifts because we need them, because the revolution needs you. So don't worry. Don't worry that you're not the standard. We don't want the standard. God, the revolution doesn't want the standard. We want you exactly as you are. There is a perfect place for you in this revolution. I'm just thinking about how many times I've said white supremacy, capitalism, and revolution, and I'm almost positive that YouTube probably isn't gonna like that, but you know what? We gonna post it anyway. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I will see you in the next one. Bye.